back. So now I'm going to discuss with you anodizing, the process of anodizing. So see, listen, but all of you. So whenever we are talking about the anodizing process, it is usually the process which will form a thick oxide layer of aluminium. Okay, the process of forming a thick oxide layer of the aluminium, so that aluminium can be protected from the further oxidation, or aluminium can be protected from the exposure of air. Clear? So means aluminium oxide coat make it resistant to the further corrosion. So we can protect the metal from the corrosion. Clear? And this resistance can improve the further making the oxide layer thicker. Means the what is going to happening over there when this oxide layer is coming over there, then the resistance become improved. Clear? And what is happening there actually during the anodizing, I will tell you. Usually they are taking the aluminium sample. What they are taking? Aluminium sample. And this aluminium sample, they are taking in the solution of dilute sulfuric acid, in the dilute sulfuric acid. Okay, then what is happening, what is going to happening there? They are taking this aluminium at the anode. Just remember, they are taking this aluminium at the anode, and when they are doing this electrolysis, aluminium with the dilute H2SO4, then there is a evolve of O2 gas at the anode. Which gas will be evolved? O2 gas will be evolved at the anode, and it is going to deposit over the aluminium. This O2 gas will going to deposit over the aluminium, is going to make a thick protective layer. Clear? And so that is why this oxide layer can be dyed easily to give aluminium article as an attractive finish, or it can protect the aluminium from the further corrosion. So just remember, so why it is called anodizing process? Because during the electrolysis, when aluminium article is there in the presence of the H2SO4, there is a production of O2 gas at the anode, which will come on the aluminium surface to make a protective layer. Okay students, after that we are having activity 3.10. Now they are asking you what happens when the metals react with the water. So just remember, whenever metals are reacting with the water, then what usually we are getting over there? We are getting metal oxide. What we are getting there? Metal oxide and the hydrogen gas. Metal oxide and the hydrogen gas. Clear? Usually. So let's see this activity. What they have told you. They told you take some samples of the metals and put them in a cold water, then arrange their increasing order. Then did any metal produce fire? Does any metal float? Then metal did not react with the cold water, then do the reaction with the hot water. The metal did not react with the hot water, arrange them. Then which metal did not react even with the steam? Like this way we have to arrange. Okay student? Okay, now you see, please, all of you, what is going to happening over there in this case. You see, one thing is very clear. The metal that react with the water produce a metal oxide and the hydrogen gas. Okay, and metal oxides are usually soluble in the water to make a metal hydroxide, but all the metal do not react with the water. Let it be, I'm writing a simple one. Suppose sodium is here. Sodium is here, is reacting with the water, so it will give Na2O plus hydrogen gas. And when this Na2O is reacting with the water, it will give 2NaOH, sodium hydroxide. Clear? But what they told you, that metals reacting with the water giving metal oxide and the hydrogen gas, then metal oxide with the water giving metal hydroxide. Now one thing we are knowing very well, potassium is there, sodium is there, they are very reactive metal and they react very violently with the cold water. Okay, so in sodium and potassium reaction is so violent and exothermic that they can easily catch the fire, so we can keep this metal usually in the kerosene oil. Okay, but when we are talking about the reaction of calcium with the water, it is less violent. Means usually what we are writing, calcium is here with the water, and what we are getting over there, CaOH twice. We can use here 2 moles and H2 gas will be evolved. Okay, calcium is less violent with the water, that is why it can give the reaction. Same way uh, after that calcium start means calcium start floating over the water also, because bubbles, what the bubbles hydrogen gas is producing over there, it will stick to the surface of the metal. Same way calcium will float over the water. Magnesium will also not react with the cold water, it only can react with the hot water to form magnesium hydroxide and the hydrogen gas. Student, just remember, when the calcium reacting with the cold water is producing the hydrogen gas, it just floats over the water. And whenever we are talking about the magnesium, so student, whenever we are talking about the magnesium usually not react with the cold water, it also react with the hot water, and it will also starts to float over the water. Okay, and magnesium will also produce a magnesium hydroxide. And just remember one thing after that, the metals like aluminium is there, iron is there, and even a zinc is there. They do not react with the cold water, or they do not react with the hot water. Usually they react with the steam. What they react, they are usually reacting with the steam. Means these two reaction you can see from there, what they have written there. You see, please, all of you. Aluminium with the 3 moles of water is giving Al2O3. Iron with the 4 moles of water is giving F3O4. So just remember, same thing only they are asking you. I told you. Once again, I am repeating you what I told you. Sodium, potassium is usually very much highly reactive with the cold water, and they can catch his fire also. Then calcium is reacting with the cold water, but less violently, it can float over the water. Then magnesium cannot react with the cold water, it will always react with the hot water, and it also starts to float over the water. Then metals like aluminium, iron and zinc do not react with the cold water and the hot water, they will react with the steam. Okay, aluminium will give Al2O3 with the steam, iron will give Fe3O4 with the steam, and metal like a lead, copper, silver and gold, they do not react with the water at all. Okay students, I hope so you understood, all of you. Thank you very much.